Alrighty, folks, you know I'm feeling great on a Monday morning because we're now 4-0 in our last 4 NBA tier package picks on my premium site. We had the Cavaliers minus 2.5 yesterday. They actually beat the Magic by 12 points. And the good news is I have another NBA tier package pick going off here today. You can join that membership for the next 30 days by visiting the homepage on my premium site. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to my Major League Baseball free pick video here today for Monday, May 6th, 2024. Happy Monday to you. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Hopefully you're not too banged up from Cinco de Mayo. I guess it kind of stinks that it fell on a Sunday, because people got to work on Monday. Although for some folks, that doesn't stop them. They just go ahead and power through that. But anyway, folks, my name is Brock Page. I've been dishing out free sports picks on social media since 2016. And if you want to see which one of these free plays on this video that I actually like the best, you may want to think about becoming a chairman member on my premium site. Chairman members get access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you also get access to my Chairman podcast, absolutely free. It's included with your membership. Now, Chairman members did cash in on 7 different premium selections yesterday. We had 9 total plays. We hit on 7 of them. We had the Cavaliers, Nationals, Guardians, Red Sox, Phillies, Dallas Stars, and we also hit on a 2-team Major League Baseball parlay. And the only way you could have accessed all of those winners is to join my full access, all-inclusive chairman membership. Now, folks, I'm 3-0 my last 3 daily best plays, 3-0 my last 3 crowd pleaser teasers. And finally, folks, once again, we are 4-0 in our last 4 NBA tier package picks. And the good news is we have plays going off in all of those packages here today. And they're all included with your purchase of the Chairman membership. The link for my site is in my bio. And with that, folks, we're going to go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to start off with that Giants-Phillies game. That'll be a 4:05 Eastern first pitch. Philadelphia is minus 195, totals 8 runs. Zach Wheeler for the Titans. Mason Black making his debut for the Giants. And even though Black looked terrific in AAA Sacramento, he did have a bit of a hellacious spring training. He had an ERA close to 8 after 3 starts, and he allowed 3 home runs during that short span. Of course, as a team, the Giants did lose 3 straight in this very series, and they allowed 23 total runs to the Phils in those losses. And out of their last 8 ball games, the Giants took the loss in all of those contests except for 2. And unfortunately for Giants fans, these guys are one of the worst road teams in the National League. They're actually tied for the second fewest road wins in the National League right now. Jorge Soler is batting .202 at the plate. Matt Chapman just .215. And unfortunately for them, they got to face Zach Wheeler this afternoon, and he's been awesome. The righty's got a 191 ERA along with a sub-1 whip. And this Phillies pitching staff has been tough to hit against at the bank. They're averaging more strikeouts at home than any other roster besides one. And because of that great pitching, the Phils do currently find themselves with the best record in baseball at the moment. Now, injury-wise, Trey Turner is on the IL with a hammy. Patrick Bailey still out for the Giants. When it comes to the total, 7 out of Philly's last 10 ball games did get over the total. They're also 12-7 to the over at Citizens Bank Park. Meanwhile, the Giants are currently 68% to the over in their travels. Give me the Phillies minus 1.5, over 8. Next game, Tigers, Guardians, 6:10 p.m. East. Cleveland's minus $1.20, total 7.5. Tristan McKenzie for Cleveland, Jack Flaherty for Detroit. Now, the righty Flaherty's yet to record a win in 36 innings. And I tell you, as good as he's pitched in certain spots, Flaherty does come into today's matchup with an ERA in the 4s. Now, as a team, the Tigers did lose their last 3 straight, and they averaged under 2.1 runs a game during that time frame. And they're going to face a Cleveland squad who's 10-5 at Progressive Field. Of course, a lot of that success is thanks to these Cleveland bats. The Guardians are currently a top 5 run-producing team in the American League. Steven Kwan's hitting .353 and leads the clubhouse in hits. Jose Ramirez has the most runs batted in. When it comes to the injury list, Steven Kwan was on the bench yesterday with a sore hammy, so keep an eye on his status for today's game. Meanwhile, for Detroit, Urshela is still out for them. Perez is questionable. 3 out of Detroit's last 4 road games did get over the number. They're also 60% to the over in their last 10. Meanwhile, Cleveland's gone 10-5 to the over as the home team. Give me the Guardians -120, over 7.5. Next game, Angels-Pirates, 6:40 p.m. East. Pittsburgh's -140, totals 8 runs. Mitch Keller for Pittsburgh, Tyler Anderson for Los Angeles. And as solid as Anderson's been, he's going to need to throw a complete game, or, there's a good chance he won't get the W. This Angel pitching staff is in the bottom 5 in runs allowed per game. And I'll tell you, even the Pirates are not particularly offensive juggernauts. They are very, what I'm trying to say is, I realize Pittsburgh, they're not great at the dish, but they are patient at the dish. The Buccos are walking nearly 5 times a game at the plate. They're amongst the league leaders in walks per game. Connor Joe leads the roster in on-base percentage. Brian Reynolds has the most hits. Now, injury-wise, Jason DeLay is still out for Pittsburgh. Trout, Rendon, and Sano inactive for Los Angeles. Also, Logan O'Hoppy's questionable with a hand injury for the Angels. That could be another huge blow to their offensive output if he's on the bench here today. Now, total-wise, I'm not expecting an offensive clinic in this one. The Angels saw their last 3 road games stay under the total. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh's 8-2 to the under in their last 10 themselves. They're also 67% to the under at PNC Park this year. Give me Pittsburgh -$1.40, under 8. Next game, White Sox-Rays, 6:50 p.m. East. This game's currently off the board. Tyler Alexander, that's what I tried to say. He's possible for the Rays. Mike Clevinger making his season debut for Chicago. And unfortunately for Clevinger, his lineup of hitters, they've been anything but that, hitters. Chicago's averaging just 6.6 hits a game on the road. And no real surprise here, the White Sox are the lowest run-producing team in the game. Andrew Vaughn's batting .186, Benintendi just $195. And sadly enough, Andrew Benintendi is the club leader at RBI, batting just $1.95 at the plate. And I'll tell you what, they're taking on a Tampa squad who's coming fresh off an impressive 3-game sweep of the Mets. And in their recent meetings with Chicago, the Rays have had little problems rounding the bases. Tampa averages 6.7 runs a game in their last 10 meetings with Chicago. So if you're into historical trends, you certainly want to think about that one there. As far as this season's concerned, Ahmed Rosario's hitting .313 and leads the club in hits. Isaac Paredes has the most homers and runs batted in. Now, injury-wise, Lowe and Lau are still out. John Aranda is also inactive. Meanwhile, for the White Sox, Medic and Robert are still out for them. Give me Tampa Bay getting the job done for some money line cash. Next game, Brewers, Royals, 7:40 p.m. East. Kansas City's -145, totals 8.5. Cole Reagans for the Royals, Bryce Wilson for Milwaukee. And both starters with ERAs in the 3s. Lots of unders for this Royals team recently as well. KC saw 3 out of their last 4 at Kauffman Stadium stay under the line. They're also 7-3 to the under in their last 10 at any location. Now, there are 35 total contests for the entire season for Kansas City. The under cashed in 69% of those games. Give me the under 8.5. All right, next game, Padres Cubs, 7:40 p.m. East. Chicago's -$120, total 7 runs. Justin Steele for Chicago, Yu Darvish for San Diego. And as good as Darvish has been, he's got only 1 win to show for it. The Pods refusing to take advantage of his good starts. And even though San Diego's looked good over the past handful of days, they still took the loss in 6 out of their last 10. They're going to face a Chicago team who's been solid at Wrigley Field. The Cubs are 12-4 straight up in their own stadium. Needless to say, they're averaging more runs a game at home than any other roster besides one. Chris Morel leads the lineup in homers and runs batted in. Nico Horner's got the most hits. And even though Bellinger and Suzuki are still out for the Cubbies, give me Chicago minus $1.20. Next matchup, Mariners Twins, 7:40 Eastern first pitch. Seattle's minus $1.30, total 7.5. Luis Castillo for the M's, Simeon Woods Richardson for Minnesota. And both pitchers looking solid at the start of the season. Richardson's got himself an ERA in the 2s. Castillo's got 49 strikeouts on the year along with a 1.18 whip. Now, total-wise, more conflicting factors that make this one tough to pick. Minnesota's had overs recently. Seattle's had unders. So if you want to see whether I'm making a play on the money line total or against the run line in this one, this game is being featured as my extra daily pick on my premium site. The extra daily pick costs just $2.99 for 30 days of service. And as an added bonus, you also get access to my daily best play every single day during that time frame, absolutely free. It's included with your purchase. So essentially, you'll receive 2 premium selections of mine every single day for the next 30 days for just 9 cents a day. So unfortunately, for this particular game, I have no free pick for you. All right, next matchup, Mets Cardinals, 7:45 Eastern start time. St. Louis is minus $1.25, totals 8. Kyle Gibson for St. Louis, Sean Manaea for New York. And contrary to the game we just talked about, well, the pitchers in this matchup have certainly had their struggles. New York's Sean Manaea has recorded only 1 win through 29-plus innings. He's also walked 18 batters during that time frame and has a sloppy 1.43 whip. Meanwhile, Kyle Gibson for St. Louis on the other side, he certainly had his struggles as well. He's got just 2 wins on the year through 38 innings of work. And needless to say, he does not officially have a winning record coming into today's game. Now, total-wise, the Mets have seen plenty of overs away from Flushing, Queens this year. The Mets are currently 10-5 to the over when they hit first. That's good for 67% in that particular category. Give me the over 8 runs. Next game, Rangers A's, 9:40 p.m. East. Texas is minus 145, totals 8 runs. Andrew Heaney for the Rangers, Alex Wood for Oakland. And even though Woods allowed his fair share of runs, he's only recorded 2 losses in 31-plus innings. He's averaging just about a strikeout an inning as well. And of course, as a team, the A's have been playing winning baseball. They got the W in 8 out of their last 10. They scored a whole bunch of runs in the process. And they do get to face Andrew Heaney today for Texas. And he's been a bit of a disaster in Ranger Blue. The lefty's 0-4 for Texas with an ERA in the 5s. And out of 13 contests against divisional opponents, the Rangers got the W only 5 times. Certainly struggling against the AL West already. Now, when it comes to covering the run line, the Rangers do have a losing record this year against the number. And when it comes to the injury list, Langford's still out for the Rangers, and Duhar and Geloff inactive for Oakland. Give me the A's plus 1.5 over 8 runs. And with that, folks, we're going to dive into our next and final matchup for the video. It's going to be in that Marlins-Dodgers game. That'll be a 10:10 Eastern first pitch. The LA Dodgers are minus 270, totals 8.5. Walker Buehler making his season debut for Los Angeles. Rod Munoz for Miami. And regardless of how Munoz pitches here today, there is a very good chance he'll get little to no run support. Miami's averaging fewer runs a game on the road than any other roster in the National League. Josh Bell's batting just 197. Tim Anderson just 218 at the dish. And they're going to face Walker Buehler, who's had a freshly reconstructed arm. He missed the 2023 season, but he does have a career 3.02 ERA along with a 1.03 whip. So, of course, if everything went well with that surgery, this is a guy who can throw well. This is going to be a huge addition back into the rotation here. But even if Buehler does struggle here today, and I'm sure he's going to be on a pitch count, probably very limited action, But, we're looking at a Dodger club who's coming fresh off a 3-game sweep of the Braves. A lot of folks saying that the Braves have the best lineup in the game. I know that I've said that multiple times here this year, but I'll tell you what, the Dodgers outscored Atlanta 20-6 in that series sweep. Shohei Ohtani leads the roster in batting average, leader in the entire league in OPS as well. Of course, Mookie Betts has the most RBI on the roster himself with an OPS in the thousands. Now, injury-wise, Jason Hayward's still out for the Dodgers. Garcia, Berger, and Edwards inactive for the Marlins. Miami saw 7 out of their last 10 ball games get over the total. Meanwhile, the Dodgers are 14-6 of the over on their home field. Give me the Dodgers -1.5 over 8.5 runs. And with that, folks, now it is time for our quick pick recap. Give me the Phillies -1.5 over 8 runs. Guardians -$1.20 over 7.5. I'm 4-0 my last 4 NBA tier package picks on my premium site. The link is in my bio. Pirates -$1.40 under 8. Tampa Bay Rays getting the job done for some money line cash. I like the under 8.5 in the Brewers-Royals game. Give me the Cubs -$1.20 getting the job done for some money line cash. I have no free pick available for you in the Mariners-Twins game. I like the over 8 in the Mets-Cardinals game. Athletics +1.5 over 8. And give me the Dodgers -1.5 over 8.5 runs. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium site. Now, if you do end up getting a membership here today on patreon.com/BrockPage, just a friendly reminder, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. That's why I always tell folks that Chairman Package, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. It gives you access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you also get access to my Chairman podcast, absolutely free. It's included with your purchase. But most importantly, folks, got to thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said, folks, happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium site at patreon.com/BrockPage.